So I was perusing LinkedIn maybe a month ago, and I came across this article, and I wanted to share with you and go through what this actually means for the future of your customers. On this channel, we talk about a lot of car dealer digital advertising, Google Ads, but you know what? This is actually a little bit deeper than that. It's really the future of how customers are going to interact. So, what's going on? David Feldman-Makrias. Let's get into it. And this article is from a good guy. Good guy. His name is Joe Gillespie. He's the founder and CEO at Dealer Process. And for any new car franchises out there, Dealer Process, pretty well recognized website provider name in the automotive sector. So he made this article here, Agentic AI in Automotive, closer than you think, further than the hype. So when I saw it, I was actually, I liked it a lot and I commented on it. And this talks about Agentic AI. So let's first define what Agentic AI is. And honestly, without just opening up a separate tab, let's see what Joe has to say here. So Agentic AI in automotive, closer than you think, further than the hype. There's a lot of noise in our industry right now about AI agents autonomously shopping for cars on behalf of consumers. Boom, right there. I've noticed in CRM audits that there are what looks to be fake leads, but because it looks like bot traffic. But I've actually come across some, and I'll have to verify some proof. I've come across some examples where it seems as though there's an autonomous AI or autonomous unit submitting information and acquiring information for customers, but as a proxy. And that's, I don't know, I think it's crazy. And it's cool. And that's just where I think the future is heading. So if you think about it from the dealership point of view, oh yeah, by the way, I am not wearing my usual attire. You're wearing one of my favorite YouTube channels. It's Big Time. They just do some great stuff on cars. Anyways, one of the things I think is so interesting is, the dealership realm focuses on what? All this hype about AI. That's all I heard about with NADA. They all focus on AI, right? Like that's the buzzword. Well, we talk a lot about AI marketing, but you can have AI chatbots answer your chats. AI phone systems answer your phone calls. So then this is the consumer-facing AI. And essentially, we're just going to get into a situation where it's not dealership to consumer anymore. It's dealership AI to consumer AI. You're just going to have two AIs chatting. And I wonder who's going to get the better deal. Anyways, so the vision is simple. You tell an AI to find the best lease in a midsize EV under $600 a month, and it does the heavy lifting. It comparison shops, evaluates every fine print incentive, and hands the consumer a ready-to-sign deal. Parts of this future are arriving faster than many realize. However, I believe the path to true autonomous commerce requires us to solve structural problems that go much deeper than the AI models themselves. It comes down to the foundation. Yeah. I mean, AI is a tool, just like a hammer. But they're only as good right now as humans using the tool. So an AI agent doesn't just need to be smart. It needs to be tech stack in. It needs a tech stack it can actually talk to and work with. For an agent to truly shop on consumers' behalf, I see 4 non-negotiables: real-time inventory visibility, structured, accurate incentive data, transparent pricing, seamless integrations. So, I mean, you got to understand Joe Gillespie's point of view. He's a website guy, right? So he's going to frame his website as being recognized by these autonomous agents better than the rest. He's a website guy. So it makes sense. So I'm going to skip chunks because I'm not trying to sell his website service. I'm just trying to demystify exactly what this AI agentic commerce is because it's really important. Some of this exists today, although much of it doesn't, at least not consistently. While our industry has made real progress with mature digital retailing platforms, expanded API ecosystems, and data standardization efforts, that's like our ASC series, there's still a gap between the cutting-edge platforms can do and what the average dealer's tech stack can support. Yeah, dealer tech stack is not that great. Most dealer tech stacks are built for humans to browse, not for agents to audit. That's a great statement. Most dealer tech stacks were built for humans to browse, not agents to audit. What we're doing for AI is, again, AEO, answer engine optimization. And that will also lead into autonomous agents because answer engine optimization should function very similarly to autonomous agents as well, looking up stuff. And that's where we get into schema. That's where we get into good foundations of technical SEO, so on and so forth. So if an AI agent cannot understand your offer, it simply will not recommend your vehicle to the shopper. This is something we need to pivot towards. It's like, how deep will it go, though? You know, like if someone submits their information and gets a lead form submit, the autonomous AI should be able to do all that. But if someone submits their information and then gets a lead form submit back and says, "Hey, your special offer for $500 additional might be different," how are the two AIs going to handle that? So there's always going to be this gaming type of. I just envision there's always going to be like a gaming type of sense where you're really not going to know the deal until you get to the store, which is just like, I don't know. But you can gamify the system. Anyways, what he's seeing today, we don't have to wait for full autonomy to see the impact of AI. Dealer e-process, I'm already watching AI tools like DEP's own Sherpa AI transform the discovery and vehicle evaluation phase for shoppers. Again, he's just trying to sell things. I get it. AI systems are helping consumers better understand their options, intelligent personalization, process automation. These tools are live now, and they are driving measurable value for our dealers. AI assists with discovery and education. I agree. We talk a lot about that with our content delivery. We use artificial intelligence in the brainstorming and drafting phase of our content, but we have a manual writing overhaul of that, and it's working like gangbusters, so I get it. AI pre-negotiates parameters. That's interesting because AI works on logic, so a lot of negotiation can be emotional as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. AI handles complete transactions with minimal human intervention. That sounds nice for people that are conflict adverse. Currently, we're solidly in the discovery phase, but the near term will be here before we know it. To win, dealers and OEMs need to start building the bridge today. Are we ready for agentic AI? The risk isn't that this is overhyped. The risk is that it arrives before your infrastructure is ready to handle it. Yeah, I mean, that's a good sales pitch. Well, how do I get my infrastructure ready? Well, you have to come to dealer e-process to figure it out. It's a good, educational sales pitch. I'm just more interested in the topic itself and how it impacts consumer sentiment. I think it's more important than ever to have a website websites historically, we drive traffic to websites. But now websites are essentially becoming not necessarily where you drive traffic to, but more of a index or a glossary that these agentic commerce solutions go to look up. And the key is to make it fast and easy and simple and nice. In the future, not necessarily for people to visit, but also for just these agentic AIs to go through. And I think the biggest one on that is having a good foundation of technical SEO, but also using AI schema markup. That's probably the best infrastructure that you're going to need. And I'm very curious if Dealer Process is going to lay out a website that has additional AI schema markup. In fact, I made a comment here. I was just talking about this with some of our shared clients. Love the forefront education because you are correct. This should be a main focus moving forward. To add on, I'm already seeing leads and CRMs that show agentic AI behavior masked as website leads. Very interesting times. Thanks for outlining. And he responded, spot on. Those early signs of agentic behavior are exactly why I believe this conversation matters now, not later. Interesting times ahead for sure. I'm going to reply to this. Say, I was thinking, Joe, what type of AI schema is DEP adding into websites to build out the foundational infrastructure for AI commerce. Boom. Let's try that. I don't know. We'll see what he says. So yeah, Joe and I are good business acquaintances, and I appreciate his thoughts. I think he's a very intellectual and intelligent person. This is a cool topic. It's obviously a sales pitch if you unpack some of the things, but I do like it. I do use things like that too. But I'm more so just interested in what's going to happen to the industry and how we can pivot. So I don't know. Thought it was interesting. I will include the full article in the description section of the video. And let me know what comments, questions you guys have. Thank you so much. David Feldman-Makrias. Talk to you soon.